Sadness. Difficulty concentrating. Loss of interest. Depression can be treated. The first step is talking.
Brookside Park championship one more time. The young ladies, ages 16 to 18 years old, and senior girls fast pitch. They played on Tuesdays and Thursday evenings. 75 participants, and you're going to see two outstanding teams play here today. And again, it's the Stella Walsh Stingers and the Gunning Park Gators. Hi, I'm Tim Wells, and my partner Olivia Wolfhope has joined us again today. First of all, Olivia, welcome to TV20.
Thank you, Tim.
Obviously, you know a lot about the kids. You've seen them. What can we expect to see tonight?
I think in a game like this today, we're going to see a huge pitching duel. Gunning's throwing their ace, Brianna Rivas, and Stella Walsh is throwing their ace, Kaylee Metro. They both throw strikes and they both throw hard, so it's definitely going to be a good game.
Well, without further ado, we know they're sitting there ready. So right now, we're going to go over to Edwin Santiago for the player introductions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Elder Field here at Brookside Park for the 2018 Senior Girls Fast Pitch Championship, featuring Gunning Park's Lady Gators and Stella Walsh Stingers. Introducing Stella Walsh Stingers. Student at Kent State doing the catching today, wearing number 6, Monet Farmer. Student at Tri-C, wearing number 7, playing first base, Debbie Triplett. Number 8 to third baseman from Shaker Heights, Aubrey Diaz. Playing shortstop from Beechwood High School, number 9, Natalie Kahn. Homeschooled student, number 11, Alexis Robertson. Utility player from Rhodes High School, number 13, Brenda Bermudez. Number 15 is a student at CSU, Kyla Johnson. From Euclid High School, right fielder, number 17, Teron Harrison. Number 19 is first baseman from Rhodes, Annalise Metro. Number 20 is from Tri-C, Kaylee Metro. Stella Walsh Stingers are managed by Mr. Brian Tobin and assisted by Ms. Bree Tobin. Gunning Park Lady Gators, student at St. Joe Academy, second baseman, number 2, Celine Ortiz. From Max Hayes, the left fielder, number 3, McKenna Dugan. Third baseman, number 4, from Oberlin High School, Brianna Rivas. Playing the outfield from Magnificat, number 7, Taylor Fessler. Utility player, number 8, Tanisha Hernandez. Bard High School Early College, number 9, Maria Rodriguez Ortiz. Number 11 is third base from Trinity High School, Kaylee Burke. From Magnificat High School, shortstop, number 12, Sarah Fessler. Playing first base, we're number 14, Allie Gray. Number 16 is the third baseman catcher, Kayla Lorenzo. Number 19 is the center fielder, Holy Name High School, Olivia Whitecar. Lady Gators are managed by Miss Nydia Rodriguez. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you rise, remove your caps. while our veterans from post 2850 present our nation's colors.
We are moments away.
Colors are presented today by Vietnam veterans from post 2580. Ray Diaz, Commander, Mr. Art Ledger Jr., Mickey Remar, Chuck Loeffler, and Mr. Dan Hubbard. Thank you, gentlemen.
Well, as you can see, we are moments away from championship action of the senior girls fast pitch in the Division of Recreation. First, we're going to take a look at the officials that will be calling today's game. Again, they are certified through the Ohio High School Athletic Association, and they also are been doing the league all year. On the left will be our home plate umpire. Her name's Sue Schnurr, 26 years as an umpire. Again, she's a graduate of Finney High School in Cincinnati, Ohio. And on the base at first base, Tina Knight, 5 years as an umpire, a 1989 graduate. Again, the young lady has done an outstanding job with them all year long. So please, let's get behind the girls. Let's have a great game. But first, they're going to have to take a look at some special rules for today's game.
Yeah, Tim, so the rules for today's game is we're going to have a 7-inning game, continuous batting order, so all players that are in the lineup are eligible to play. Their bases are 60 feet. The pitchers are throwing it from 43. There's a mandatory play rule, so everyone must bat, everyone must play the field, and starters can re-enter the game. The run spread rule is that after it'll be 8 runs after 5 innings, or 5 runs in the first 3 innings. The speed up rules, there'll be no intentional walks, a courtesy runner for the catcher, and no throwing the ball around the horn.
Right field, we're number 17. Christelle Washninger is Miss Karen Harris.
And again, when you look at the teams playing here today, there are 2 outstanding teams. First of all, we'll take a look at the team in the field, Gunning Park. They come in with a record of 8 wins and 1 loss. Their coach, Nydia Rodriguez. On the other side, Brian Tobin, 8 wins with 2 losses. And again, these teams split during the regular season, where the Gunning Gators lost to Stella Walsh on the same day, 5-1, and the Gunning Gators beat Stella Walsh 4-3. So both teams are very evenly matched up. But when you look at some of the key players, let's first take a look at, let's talk about the keys to the game. First of all, what did the coach tell you from Stella Walsh what his keys were to the game today?
Yeah, so when we just talked to Coach Brian Tobin, he let us know that the kids are going to have mental toughness, no big-time errors, and they have to take advantage of the other team's mistakes. So basically what he's saying is that his kids got to be mentally tough out there. They need to not make errors, and they need to, take advantage when Gunning Park is going to make some errors.
So for you folks at home, temperature right now is about 77 degrees. We do have a little bit of wind here at Brookside Park, and we are underway. Aubrey Diaz leading off for the Stella Walsh Stingers. She's their 3rd baseman, hitting .565 on the year. Again, Aubrey from Stella Walsh. She is a solid fielder, strong hitter. And when you look at Aubrey, again, you're talking about a young lady that she's facing from Gunning, and her name is Brianna Rivas. She was part of the girls travel RBI team. What can you tell us about Brianna?
So Brianna comes from Oberlin High School. That's where she plays her high school ball. During her season this year, she had 250 strikeouts and led the whole entire county for the season. So she's definitely a fantastic pitcher, has a lot of movement.
Solid base hit. He is on already. And you take a look at it right here. Again, a big smile on her face. You see some support here with the fans. And now batting for the Stella Walsh Stingers, their shortstop hitting .583, Nathalie Kahn. Again, when you're talking about these young ladies, as we had a chance to chat with them beforehand, we tried to find out about career choices they made and what they really would like to do. When you look at Nathalie Kahn, again, number 9 from Stella Walsh, she's talking about she wants to be a psychologist. Do you see? What about it, Coach?
I think being a psychologist is definitely a good choice if you're an athlete, right? You definitely understand how to be mentally tough, or just the way your brain works when you're trying to get through these games.
You've seen a lot of these kids for the last couple years now being involved with the Baseball Federation, the training, and now coaching in the RBI and hands-on with them. Tell us, what is it that really has impressed you, or that's really made you to come back and say, hey, this is working?
I would definitely say the work ethic of the kids. So last year we implemented youth development camps. We did probably about 4 or 5 of them throughout the summer. We did them in partnership with the Akron Racers as well. And just seeing those kids work hard in and out each and every day. I said it before, but we had some kids, you know, who made the RBI team this year who tried out last year and didn't make it, but they came to the camps and they worked hard through and through, worked hard on their high school teams, and you know, they were able to make the RBI team this year. So definitely the work ethic and the desire for the kids to get better is definitely something that, you know, keeps us trying to work harder.
Well, their third hitter and just fouled off the first pitch, Alexis Robertson, and she hits one foul. They're putting the bat on the ball. Again, she is a great all-around player, the coach has told us. She's very coachable. And again, we'll get a chance to talk a little bit with Olivia, because Olivia, as well as Nydia and a couple others, as well as girls from both teams, were on the Cleveland RBI team that went to Detroit and played all the way up to the championship game, got into that game, and you guys gave them a run for their money.
Yeah, definitely gave Cincinnati a good run for their money. They've been after us for years, so they finally got their chance, but we have a young group of kids, so we'll definitely be back next year.
2-2 count, 1 down. We're just underway from Brookside Park. Another foul ball. I tell you, your hats have to go off to these girls. They've had a long season. I mean, we've battled rain, we've had the heat, then you're going to the RBI regional, then you have the league. And she moved up on him, caught him napping. So full count. 1 out, and it looks like they're going to bring the infield in, and she fouls one back. So 2 down. I'm not going to be an advocate of a coach, but I will say this, because it's like, if it's close enough, you got to be up there swinging in that situation.
Yeah, especially with 2 strikes, that's just one of those tough things. But after your first at bat, you know that's where the strike zone is, and you got to put the bat on the ball next time.
Ball coming in, blue.
Kayla Metro is their cleanup hitter. She's their pitcher. She's hitting .714, and for you folks that have been watching TV20 the last few months, she is the same young lady from Rhodes High School that pitched in a humdinger this year. She also was the Senate MVP. And what a curveball. Changeup, caught her off speed.
No, that's definitely one of those pitches that Rivas has an advantage of. She'll definitely keep these hitters off guard all the way throughout the game.
Wow, some college coach, hold up, get down here right now. We got some players for you to look at. But you have to give credit to the gunning pitcher. She gave up the one hit, had her get all the way over to third, but she struck him out, the next three batters. So they get one hit, no runs. So as we go to the top of the second inning, we're going to take a look first at the Gunning Park offense. Leading off will be Celine Ortiz, the second baseman. Olivia Whitecar will play center field. Sarah Fessler is the shortstop. Batting cleanup, their first baseman, Tanisha Hernandez. Batting sixth is the pitcher, Rihanna Rivas. Following her is Kayla Lorenzo, the third baseman. Kayla Burke, the catcher. Allie Gray in left. Taylor Fessler in right. McKenna Dugan, the flex, and Maria Rodriguez. And when you look at the defense for Stella Walsh, how do they line up in the field?
So we have in the mount on the circle, you have Kaylee Metro. Behind the plate, you have Monet Farmer. At first base, you have Annalise Metro. Second base, Kyla Johnson. Shortstop, Aubrey Diaz. Third base, Natalie Kahn. And then the outfield, you got Alexis Robertson in left field, Brenda Bermudez in center, and Debbie Triplett in right.
And again, when you look at the gunning team, you know, when you first sent me this thing, you said, wait a minute, this can't be true. You probably almost know every kid on this team. A lot of them have had the experience of going to the RBI Regional. So we'll see how they do. But they say pitching is the name of the game. So leading off is Selena Ortiz. She's a team leader. She's from St. Joe Academy, and she'll take the first one in there. We want to remind you folks at home that are watching today's game, be a part of it. You can be selecting an outstanding player in today's game. See if you can match our Alexa stat crew, as that award will be given out at the end of the night. Ground ball, little number, and it's trouble. She's in there. So a base hit for Celine Ortiz. And she showed some speed there as well. So now Olivia Whitecar, center fielder, 308. No relation to Olivia Wolfhope. That's two different last names. Yep. I got that straight. Left-hand batter, as you see. She lays out a little bunt. Gonna throw it over. She moves the runner on the sacrifice bunt. So one down, runner in scoring position. And it now will be Sarah Fessler, their shortstop, number 12, 409. What can you tell us about her?
Yeah, so Sarah Fessler, she played on the RBI team over this past year. She went to Magnificat High School. She's going to be an upcoming senior, and then she'll be attending Ursuline College to continue her softball career as well as studying education. She's definitely a good hard hitter, and she's really fast on the bases. She's definitely one of those players that's going to make something happen.
So Olivia, Sarah Fessler. Now you mentioned about going to Ursuline already. They talk about her hitting ability. Is she really that good of a hitter?
Yeah, no, she's a fantastic hitter. She led off for us during RBI, and again, she just made something happen. She's always going to put that ball in play. She's always going to, work on moving those runners around those bases. Definitely hits for a lot of power.
So 3-0 count. Took that one right down there. I think the red light was on at that point. So takes one up high. So our first walk of the ball game. And now it's up to Tanisha Hernandez, the first baseman, number 8. Again, Tanisha Hernandez is a student at Thomas Jefferson. You say she loves to pitch. Is that true?
Yeah, she does. She was another person who was on the RBI team this past season. She's definitely a pleasure to work with, very athletic, and we're happy that she came around to be involved.
And we'll explain the RBI experience because the whole league is an RBI league.
Yeah, Nydia played a huge role with Tanisha because the rest of us coaches, none of us know Spanish. So Tanisha can't speak English, so it was really helped to have Nydia around this past season.
So she took one for a 3rd strike. So that's 2 down. And now Brianna Rivas, the pitcher, .429 batting average. Little pop up. Oh! Did not catch it. 1 run is in. They're going to throw it in. And she's in there. 2 runs are in. And it looks like she had a chance to catch that ball, but it just didn't come. Not the two-handed catch, kind of like, got to catch that one. So 2 runs are in. And now ground ball to short. Goes over, and that's by the first baseman. So the error by the shortstop. Another run comes in. So, oh my Lord, we talk about defense, defense, and defense. What do they say, championships are won on?
I think they say it's championships are won on defense.
Yeah. You know, it doesn't matter if it's baseball or softball. They always, everybody loves to hit.
Yes.
Pitch, maybe you get in there, maybe.
Yeah.
But defense, nah.
No, not anyone's favorite for sure.
Got a hold of a good one, and she burned her. A nice hit to the outfield. He'll throw it in and hold her a double. But a 2-base hit for Kayla Burke. And another run comes in to score. So now it'll be up to Allie Gray. And they say she is going to be a student at Baldwin Wallace. Ground ball. Nice pickup. Good throw. That's the shortstop we know.
That's such a good play by that shortstop.
They come up with 1, 2, 3, 4 runs. All of them unearned. They had 2 big hits, a nice sacrifice bunt. So they got the early lead here, 4-0. And obviously, when you're watching the girls play, we didn't have a chance to talk about the Gunning Park defense. So let's take a look and talk about the Gunning Park defense. And so we at least get them on the same footing. Maybe that's what it is, the jinx. We talked about the one and not the other.
Yeah, I say it's baseball, softball is definitely a very superstitious sport, so we may have done that to them. So they have Brianna Rivas in the circle, Kaylee Burke behind the plate, Tanisha Hernandez at first base, Celine Ortiz at second, Sarah Fessler at shortstop, Kayla Lorenzo at third base, and then in the outfield we have Allison Gray in left field, Olivia Rykar in center, and Taylor Fessler in right.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Stella Walsh key players. We talked about their keys to the game, but they have some key players that will need to play well today, so let's take a look at them.
Yeah, so when they talked to Coach Tobin, there are 4 key players to the Stella Walsh team. The first one is the catcher, Monet Farmer. This is going to be her final year. She has a huge passion for the game, and she can play any position. This last season, she batted .667. Their second one is number 8 and third baseman, Aubrey Diaz. She is a solid fielder. She can hit the ball far anytime, and is just a pure softball player. The third one is Nathalie Kahn. She's number 9, playing shortstop, and she's willing to push herself to the limits, just like we saw in that last play in her shortstop position. And the last one, number 20, Kaylee Metro. She was the 2017 Senate League MVP. She's a really strong pitcher, and she's potential to become a future coach.
So leading off here in the top of the second inning for the Stella Walsh team is Annalise Metro, the first baseman. And a pretty good hitter at that, .538 on the year. You're familiar with this young lady as well.
Yeah, so Annalise is actually the sister to Kaylee Metro. She has not chosen to play on the RBI team over the past few years, but she has come to the youth development camp. She's a very fantastic player, a great kid, and a really hard worker.
It's interesting you see the career she picked? You have to look at this career she picked.
Oh.
Well, let's hear it. What would you pick?
So Annalise wants to be a human rights lawyer.
I can kind of picture her being a lawyer and fighting for human rights.
Yeah, I could see it too.
And I could feel bad for the other lawyers. They ain't going to get nowhere.
They're not going to get their way at all. She's definitely going to make her points.
You look at these kids and the way they play and hustle and come together. It's amazing the improvement that we've seen in the last few years. So another strikeout. And now it'll be Monet Farmer, the catcher, hitting .667. Again, Monet Farmer. Wow, they can catch him out in the crowd too. A student that's looking to go to Kent State. Solid effort, plays every position. And career-wise, I like this one. Veterinarian.
I like that.
Oh my Lord.
I would love to see a dog every single day.
Oh, you know what? I came down one time during the year, and I saw a dog by the kids' bench here, and I'm like, what the heck? And they just loved it. I mean, it's not the right thing to do.
No, but they're just so fun.
Boy, this girl's fast. Wow. Number 17, Taryn Harrison, the EP. She fouls one off, 272. Well, it helps when your pitcher's out there striking them out and ain't putting the ball in play. But, but then it puts your defense asleep, too.
Right, they got to make sure they're out there staying on their toes.
Now, down low. So 1-1 count. So Susan Schnur behind the plate, Tina Knight over at first. And I can tell you that when you talk to these umpires, I guarantee you they're going to say, now there is some pitching I haven't seen in a long time. And she swings and misses. So, folks, we're not looking at the strikeout king right now, but it could very be the strikeout king by the time we're done. Again, the Gunning Park Lady Gators up 4-0. And we didn't have a chance to talk a little bit about Nydia Rodriguez and what she felt were the keys for the Gunning Park team and their key players. So let's talk a little bit about them now.
Yeah, so when they spoke to Nydia, she said that they must have a fast start and a big first inning, and that they need to throw strikes and limit walks. And so far, I believe that they've kept those keys to be true. I mean, they had a first start in that big first inning, and I mean, Brianna's out there throwing as many strikes as she can. She hasn't walked anybody yet.
And then when you look at their key players, some pretty good ones at that really you sit here and watch and you say, wow. They are impressive.
Yeah, so the first one they have is number 2, second baseman Celine Ortiz. She's a defense. She plays second base. She loves the game. She's really fast on the bases, and she's been involved in the RBI program for at least the past 4 years. The second one is number 4, the pitcher, Brianna Rivas. She's a great pitcher and has a great attitude and hit .429 so far this summer. And the third one is number 12, shortstop Sarah Fessler. She's a great player, great hitter, was hitting .409, and is just that kid that you always want in the game because she can make things happen.
And again, when you talk about the players, and we'll talk a little bit as we go on about some of the concerns the coaches might have had coming in today's game and see how those played out. But leading off for Gunning in the bottom of the second is Taylor Fessler, the right fielder, number 7. And again, Taylor, Magnificent High School, pops it straight up, and a nice job by the third baseman. Nathalie Kahn. Now up is McKenna Dugan. Now this is a very special person in my heart.
Yes,
as I go back to the Dugan family and the RBI story itself. I saw her brother here.
Yeah, I did too. McKenna's been a special one too. She's been involved with RBI, like I said, for the past 4 years as well. And she's one of those ones that she's worked hard the past few years. And this past summer, she earned her starting spot in right field. And that's one of the things she's been working hard the past few years. And it was really nice to see her, get that starting spot.
Great family, great support mom. You look at it right here. Here's the, wow. That young lady can play some third base.
Yes. Aubrey Diaz, she is a fantastic player. Very athletic and very quick to move to the ball.
Let me ask this while we're looking at it. And again, now up is Maria Rodriguez. She's number 9. And she's at Bard High School Early College. It's a Cleveland Metropolitan School District. And it's a very special school, and there's a lot that we can talk about, and we will. She's actually getting her degree. So when she leaves high school, she'll have some kind of a degree going into college that they prep them for. She says she wants to be a doctor.
That's awesome.
Well, I'll tell you.
I feel like every year we get kids with more and more big career choices, which is awesome to see.
So ground ball, base hit, tough play, nowhere really to go. Kind of hit it in the right spot. So a base hit for the Gunning Gator Rodriguez. So there's 2 down, runner on first, and we're back to the top of the order. It will be Celine Ortiz. She singled her first time up and scored. I'll tell you, I've learned dealing in sports, especially on ball fields. When kids hit the ball and it just goes in the right time in the right spot, and you're there as a coach trying to stop, you might as well just say, it just isn't going to happen today. It's like.
Yeah, especially when, especially hitting those gappers like that, it's hard to set your defense up because the second you shift to try and cover something like that, it's going to happen again on the opposite side.
Following it off is Olivia Whitecar. She had a successful sacrifice bunt her first time up. She will not be bunting here. 2 outs. Again, we want to remind you folks to stay tuned to TV20. We are Cleveland, because next week we'll be over at Impet Pool. Fly ball, left field. They got fire. Here comes 1 run. They're going to hold her there, and she'll stand there with a double. So a 2-base hit for Olivia Whitecar. And coming around. She's coming around and scoring here. I want to make sure I got the right one. Yeah. Maria Rodriguez scored. And they have 2 on now. So an RBI for Olivia, as well as a big hit. Ground ball inside and around and score. That was the young lady you were talking about. It's a solid hitter. She hit that ball on the button.
Yeah, no, she's definitely a solid hitter. She knows how to read a defense and put that ball into play.
So 2 more runs come in to score on the 2-base hit. So Coach Tobin has come out to talk to her, and what do you think the coach is saying right now?
I mean, I feel like he's probably telling her, you know, it's one of those things, like, especially the pitcher in a situation like this. I think in Stella Walsh in this current game, there's been times where you know, her defense could have helped her out, and I think there's times where she could do a better job painting the corner.
So they're going to make a pitching change. So while they'll do that, we'll take a break, and we'll be back with more of Senior Girls Fast Pitch right here on TV20.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Brookside Park, Yelder Field. As you can see, the Stella Walsh coach, Brian Tobin's made a few changes. He's now pitching for Stella Walsh is number 11, Alexis Robertson. Goes down. And they say she was in there. So the stolen base. So now it puts the runner in, and also the pitcher before Kayla Metro is now playing third, and the third baseman's moved out. They're going to try to come in to score, and they do. So again,
like an idiot.
So 1-1 count. They'll take one down low, 2-1. We're looking at Tanisha Hernandez. She pitched for John Marshall, and I think she came here from Puerto Rico.
Yep.
Yeah. You're right. She's the one that speaks basically all Spanish.
Yep. She was fun one to have around. She even taught us some of our cheers in Spanish. So it was, yeah, it was so much fun to, to do our cheers with her. She definitely helped us out.
So she comes in. The young pitcher does a nice job and does get the strikeout, but some more damage has been done. As you can see here, this pitch is right there on the inside corner. And a nice job by the starting pitcher, or the relief pitcher that's come in, Alexis Robertson.
Yeah, she definitely did a nice job coming in there and throwing strikes to definitely help keep them off balance.
And obviously, when you're talking about senior girls fast pitch, realistically, the girls have more, I think, in my mind, the senior kids that are playing today, boys and girls, they have tougher challenges. And I'm sure you know this as a coach. It's like, well, I have to work, you know, and they're trying to get money for prom, or they're trying to get their money, whatever, and there's so many things going on. You hear that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard even just to formulate a practice, you know, or even when we do the instructional camps, you know, we try to talk to everybody to try and find a day that works, and, you know, it's tough. You're not going to get all the kids there, like you said, due to schedules, or if they have siblings, they got to take them places. You know, it's definitely the struggle, but I think they do a good job of trying to balance what they can, and they do a good job by asking for extra work. You know, if there's a time they can't make it to practice, sometimes they're really good about asking you for some extra work later in the day.
So now batting for Stella Walsh is number 15, Kyla Johnson. She's playing second base. Wow. I don't know what that radar's showing up on the screen, but I'll tell you one thing, it's popping back here.
Yeah, I think last time I talked to her pitching coach, she normally throws around the lower 60s, like around 62, 63 is like the max she's been clocked at.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm glad the Rangers are over on the road and not over here checking speeds, giving them a ticket. There's that off speed. And it's like, wow. So it's now up to Turan Harrison. Wow. So 1-1 count. Where is this girl going to college? Malone University?
Brianna, the pitcher?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she committed to Malone University, so she'll actually play for Catherine Bizdafka, who was a previous RBI coach about 5 years ago, I believe. But she's the head coach at Malone, and that's where Brianna will be continuing her education and softball career.
You know, the girls, as well as the boys and all of them at the teenage level, they're always looking to go to programs where they're going to learn and there's going to be people to develop them. And I can see why she would follow, you know, Kate, as I used to remember.
Yeah, no.
So we got another strikeout here. That's 1, 2, 3, that's 9 in a row. Or 8, I'm sorry, 8 in a row. Guy's over here telling me, no, it's 8. I'm counting his fingers and I'm thinking 9. Can't even count right now, just so amazed. Ground ball, got the bat on the ball, but right to the first baseman. So it will remain 8. But more importantly, no walks, 8 strikeouts, and we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Yeah, so let's, first of all, let's talk about some of the coaches, and let's start, first of all, let's do Brian Tobin. They have a couple things in common, both of these coaches.
Oh, yeah, they were both graduates of Lincoln West. So Brian Tobin was a graduate of Lincoln West. He was a veteran of the United States Marine, and this is his 14th year coaching softball.
And you look at Brian Tobin, he is really one of the key assets over in the Broadway area that's keeping the girls playing softball. And I think when you look at people in the neighborhoods that you say, okay, this person has really enriched a lot of kids' lives with the young girls and that. Again, you see there is Brian and Brianne. They're the ones that are always trying to do some things for the girls and keep them busy. And again, teach them some life skills at the same time. An outstanding job by those coaches. But then when you look on the other side, you're talking about Nydia Rodriguez from the Gunning Park Gators. Again, both Wolverines in the high school mode, but pretty special itself.
Yeah, Nydia, she's been coaching for 11 years and working in recreation during that whole entire time. So I think Nydia, just like the Tobins, you know, is such a great asset to the softball in this area. You know, same thing as them, working really hard to help, you know, enrich the kids and teach them about, you know, not only softball but life as well. And I think both coaches on both ends do such a fantastic job at that.
And Nitty also works for the city of Cleveland in the rec center over at Gunning Park. So besides just softball, she does the volleyball, the basketball. She is such a trooper for the young ladies. So 2-0 count. And leading off is the pitcher, Brianna Rivas. If I have it right here, I hope. So she'll draw the walk. So now it'll be Kayla Lorenzo, who reached on an error last time. I mean, when you look at the Stella Walsh pitchers, for the most part, it isn't like they're walking a lot of players. They're throwing strikes, they're getting it over. It's just the defense has hurt them a little bit today.
Yeah, that's one of the things I tell my kids all the time when we're working on pitching is I tell them, your job is to put the ball over the plate, so that they can make the play, so that they can put the ball in play and your defense can make those plays behind you. And I think today they've just had a couple errors, which has spiraled into more than what it should have been.
So 1-2 count. Folks, have paper and pencil ready because right at the break of this inning, we're going to be passing out some great information about free recreation programs taking place. They jammed her on the ground ball. They'll get it over to second and pick up 1 out. So the ground out 4-3. And now it's Kayla Burke, number 11, the catcher, who doubled her first time. Olivia, now that you've been through it from the recreational standpoint to the schools, take a look at it right here. And a nice job by the third baseman. Again, Kayla Metro over to first base to number 19, Annalise Metro. I think are they related? Maybe
Kaylee
not.
And Annalise?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sisters.
Nice play by the sisters. Did a nice job there. So there are 2 out. But obviously what I'm getting to is we're going to look at Allie Gray here. But you now have been through it from the player standpoint to the high school to the college now and now coaching. What advice would you give to a young girl that's for the first time going to school and they say, well, maybe I don't think I could be this good, or fast pitch kind of scares me a little bit? What would you say to them?
I would say the biggest advice I would give any kid is, softball is a game of failure. It's not a game that comes easy, and it's something that you have to work super hard at. I believe it's not a sport that you have to be a true, super athletic or anything for. I think it's a sport you need to put a lot of time in, and you just need to keep working and working to get better. So my main advice would be to just, keep working hard. My biggest thing is to do the little things right. So when you're at practice, making sure you're taking time to do the drills properly. I'd rather have you do less correct than more the wrong way, So just taking that extra time to catch that success in softball. If you go 1 for 3, that's 300, and percentage-wise, it's 30%. On a test, that's terrible, but in softball, that's an average good day.
Fly ball, center field, and over the head. So 1 run will come in. She'll hit second and hold there with another double by the Gunning Park Gators. And on top of that, they're dealing with schoolwork and grades and all that. How do you mix it all together?
I definitely tell the kids school first. You look at some of these players that choose like a D3 school, like a Baldwin Wallace, where a couple of these kids I know out here are going. If you put schools first, you'll get money towards that education, and you'll get to continue your softball career. So it's definitely one of those things where you need to put that first. I have kids who want to work super hard and they need to work on school. They bring their schoolwork to practice, do that a little bit, hit some grounders, and then we help them with their schoolwork. So definitely keeping school first, but they both play into your hard work ethic.
Ground ball. And that'll end the inning. So they come up with 1 run on 1 hit and a walk, and they extend it by 1 more run. It's been all the Gunning Gators so far. We'll be right back with more of Senior Girls Fast Pitch right here from Brookside Park.
Okay, let's go.
We're going inside of them, we're going outside of them.
Inside of them and outside of them.
And when we get them on the run once, we're going to keep them on the run.
And we're not going to pass until their secondary comes up too close.
And don't forget, we're going to get them on the run. We're going to go, 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 go.
We're not going to stop until we get over that goal line.
And don't forget, today's the day.
We're going to win.
They can't lick us, and that's how it goes.
The first platoon, go in there and fight, 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 fight.
What do you say, team?
What do you say, team?
What do you say, team?
It's Brookside Park. Yes, you're looking through our new camera. They call it the top of the line camera, I call it. They call it the drone camera, and they put a great show on. This is TV20's newest, and you are looking at the new, and again, this has been recently renovated, Brookside Park. And again, if you look at the top of your screen, that's toward downtown Cleveland, and you're looking at the Senior Girls Fast Pitch Championship game from the Cleveland Division of Recreation. And again, as you can see, the Gunning Park ladies have done quite a job as far as getting everything together. And obviously we talked about the kids preparing for school and all those other factors that come to play a role. But obviously going into the Senior Girls Fast Pitch, that first step is probably the first step that they have to make that decision. Hey, I really want to try this just one time.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where, especially with softball, especially if it's something new to you, I would always just recommend, trying out for your local high school team if you're at that level, or if there is a softball organization like CBF around you, just reaching out to them and seeing what they offer. I think that there's more softball offered. You just have to go out and look for it a little bit.
So 0-2 count. Fly ball could be. So a fly out. And again, I want to make sure I got the right person. That was Aubrey Diaz that flew out. Am I right? We got number 9 up, Natalie Kahn, so it had to be Aubrey. They're getting the bat on the ball. So 1 down. Folks, while you're watching this, we do want to let you know that there's some free recreation programs getting started right now this fall. Obviously, fall is here, and we think about volleyball for the girls, co-ed volleyball. We also have the aquatic and art programs, music programs that are involved. You also have a variety of non-traditional programs. And again, we hope that you take the opportunity to contact your local recreation centers and get involved. I would be remiss, and again, you're going to have to help me out here, because I remember there was a I don't know if it was semi-professional softball team or some softball players that came up to help our kids at one time.
Yeah, that was last year. So the Akron Racers came up to help. They're actually the pro fast pitch team in the area. They disbanded though, and now they're the Cleveland Comets. I actually just went to their game yesterday. They're trying to make softball a little bit more international, and more pronounced in the area. So they switched their name to the Cleveland Comets, and then they played throughout different communities all summer.
Base hit. So Natalie Kahn comes up with a hit. And now Alexis Popped it up. Second baseman coming in and makes the catch. A nice job. And you know who that was. Dugan. My young lady named Dugan. And again, I'm looking for... Why are they hiding me on these names here? Dugan. Where's she? McKenna, number 10. She's number 3. Her brother was an infielder and a pitcher. He went to St. Ignatius and graduated from there, went on. So, Kaylee Metro. Sometimes when you're coaching and you have pitchers that throw like this, kind of makes you feel like, man, I'm a great coach.
Yeah, sometimes you do.
Ground ball to second.
No, they definitely make it look easy, that's for sure.
So again, McKenna Dugan on the defensive side. Keeps the Gunning Gators intact with defense. Obviously, we were telling you about some great free recreation programs. One of the things that's going on right now in all Cleveland recreation centers, if you are a student in school, there is free meals at the Cleveland recreation centers. Again, these are after school meals. You usually go there between 3:30 and 5. And all it is you are required to be a student in school. So you go up there, you do your homework, you have your meal, do some recreation. What a great opportunity for all of you. And if you're not sure, you can always contact your local recreation centers, or you can call 664-2305. That's 664-2305, and they'll let you know all about the free meals program that's year-round, Monday through Friday, at all Cleveland recreation centers. Hits the ball on the button. She got it! McKenna Dugan hits one to center. But she flew out for the first out of the inning. And he'll take one up high. Foul ball. Seems like there's a little humidity in the air. Is that what I'm feeling?
Yeah, no, I did think it was going to rain earlier today.
Oh my Lord, what a changeup. He was so far out in front of that.
It's such a good pitch for these pitchers to have. I think today's been a perfect day to prove that. You know, that changeup is what's kept these hitters off balance.
She's been amazing. The young lady that's come in has really done a good job here.
Yeah, she is a fantastic pitcher. That's what you love to see from your relief pitcher, though. You know, come in and just get the job done. It's really nice to see. Nice to see her out there being successful.
Foul ball, just foul. And again, you're looking at Celine Ortiz. She's 2 for 2 today. Again, as we mentioned to you when we started today's game, we'll be selecting an outstanding player. Oh, I couldn't hit that. I'd be 5 feet instead of that. So 1, 2, 3, the Gators go down. We'll go to the top of the 5th. They're going to need to put some runs on the board, if I have it right. And I'm going to double check that because we were told originally that, but I just want to make sure that we're right on the run spread that's involved here. It could be 10, it could be 8, but we'll find out. So, folks, we'll be right back as we enter the top of the 5th. It's Senior Girls Fast Pitch right from Brookside Park.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Like here.
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to team-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
They got 12 runs after 4, but you don't have the 10 runs after 5. It should be at least 8 or 7.
15 after 3 and 12 after 4.
We didn't have 8 after 5. But do the teams know that before we start? I don't want to start a war here.
Did we say 8? Is that what we're agreeing on?
Do I need to tell him that?
The ones I read said 8. Where'd they go?
Jackson!
So 1-2 count.
Yo, Ashley. Ashley, this says 8.
We got another strikeout here. And now batting is number 6 for Stella Walsh. And she'll ground out to third or to first for the second out.
All right, next up we have Taryn Harrison, who got a nice hit down the third baseline. There she goes, going for 3, and she's safe. That was a good hit by Taryn Harrison there.
So a nice hit by number 6. That was Monet Farmer, and now, wait a minute, Kia Johnson. All right, I'm back online here. It is a run spread, 8 after 5, so they're going to need to get 2 runs. So this could do it right here. So runner on third, 1 out. Kyla Johnson. Now in a case like this, she's been really overpowering Kyla the whole game. You're not throwing a change up here, are you?
Yeah, no, that's where that's where you get a good read on the foul ball based on where they're hitting the ball or if they're not. If she, is way late on her swing, then we're not going to slow it down because then you're just going to put it, in a position for them to get that hit.
So 2-2 count. Foul tip and caught by the catcher. That will do it. As you can see, the run spread of 9-0 here in the top of 5. It's 8 runs after 5. And again, both teams here came in, and we really thought that with the pitching in that, but really when we look at it at the end, it was defense that played a big role.
Yeah, the defense definitely came into a huge play today. I think Gunning had that clean defense, and Stella would have had a little bit more cleaner play at the beginning. I think they definitely would have still been in that ball game.
Well, folks, stay with us because Olivia and Ashley Jackson will be with the winning team. They'll be giving out the Outstanding Player Award, and we'll be right back for that ceremony.
You know what, Billy? There was a time, and it wasn't too long ago, when you'd flush the toilet and your poop would go right out into the water.
Grandpa, that's gross.
Oh, I know it's gross, but it's true. There were no wastewater treatment plants.
The poop went into the lake?
Right into the lake.
Hi, I'm Ashley Jackson, lead director. I'm here with the Gunning Gators, 2018 champions. How has this season been for you guys?
It's been incredible. We're a family, and I couldn't have asked for a better team. It's my last year, and they sent me off, and I'm going to miss it so much.
Well, congratulations again, and we have another award, which is the MVP, which will go to...
So on behalf of the Cleveland Baseball Federation, we would like to award the MVP to Brianna Rivas. She was an outstanding pitcher today, and she had 9 strikeouts. All right, so that was a great game by the Gunning Gators. It was nice to see them out here again, and some of them, this was their last year playing, so it was nice to see them end on a good note. Thanks for coming out tonight, and we're going to hand it back to Tim.
Thank you, ladies. What an outstanding day here at Brookside Park. A lot of kids having fun, and there's our league director as well as the assistant RBI coach, and also played in the league years ago, Olivia Wolfo, coming back, as well as Nydia. It's all about having fun. And folks, we want to remind you that next week we'll be over at Impet Pool, where we'll have the Outdoor Swim Championships to watch next. And again, it's been one of those great days. Again, we want to thank TV20, as well as our sponsors, the Cleveland Baseball Federation, Cleveland Indian Charities, as well as the tremendous work of all the coaches and the Cleveland Division of Recreation as well. So before we leave, we're going to take a look one more time at some of the faces, some of the plays that were part of the 2018 Senior Girls Fast Pitch Championship. Again, our final score was all Gunning Gators 9, Stella Walsh Stingers 0. I'm Tim Wells. Good night, everyone.